Kick it.
Hello, folks. Day one coverage of the Tech Podcast Network coverage here at the Consumer Electronics Show. And boy, I tell you, we've been out in our very favorite place, the Sands Hall, just searching all over the place, looking at a lot of different vendors. And we've got some great products for you today. First of all, my name is Todd Cochran. I am the host of the Geek News Central podcast over at geeknewscentral.com. And
this is year number 4. I'm Andy McCaskey from STR News, joining Todd here at CES.
And we have...
And I'm number 1, first year. Jeffrey Powers, Geekazine, over at geekazine.com.
Well, we've got a lot of great coverage for you today. And, hey, I tell you what, really, this coverage would not be possible without our sponsor. And, really, I want you guys to take a close look at the sponsor's product. If you get a chance and you're looking for an online meeting solution, GoToMeeting is that online meeting solution. It's the best way to save money so you don't have to travel like we are. You can stay right in the confines of your home and have an online conference call with people that you know and also have the online meeting space. So check GoToMeeting out. Get a free 30-day demo at gotomeeting.com/podcast. And I'll get you a free demo to give a trial product out. But we're going to start out with Andy, who's going to talk about his picks of the day. And Andy, what did you find this year?
Well, Todd, you've been pulling me off the ceiling here because I found things. I found a $30,000 robot that I wanted, but we can't talk about that.
Yeah, the economy just doesn't support it, does it?
It really doesn't. So I'm going to have to throttle back to 2 things I thought particularly interesting.
But they will be able to see it later on tape.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The first one was some old friends that we found last year that were actually a pick of the day, the people from Bug Labs. And, you know, their platforms, which started out in a very modest way, was so popular last year that they were back-ordered until June of 2008 before they were finally able to get caught up. And they have added all kinds of things. They've added a 3G card. They had the accelerometers. Yep. We got the very first chance to see a prototype of a full QWERTY keyboard that went with that.
That's a scoop. No one else has got that today, a full QWERTY keyboard.
That's right, a full QWERTY keyboard associated with that. They had a breadboard prototyping thing, and you could just see where when you add the enthusiasm and inventiveness of developers, he talked about using this with a motion sensor to send him an email when his dryer finished, and it was just really, really exciting.
As usual, their booth was slammed, completely slammed.
It was, absolutely, and there's going to be a lot of other things that they told us about that they asked us not to share that you need to keep an eye on Bug Labs. The one that I found that I thought was particularly interesting was right adjacent to them, a company called Pogo Plug. And what Pogo Plug is, it just looks like an arbitrary equipment case about the size of a small router. You plug it into your router. You plug a USB, any USB drive, whether it's a regular drive or a Drobo, into that. That then becomes a drive that's shareable in a cloud of your own. Now, that's a shared network drive inside your house, but more importantly, it has an IP address, so it is shareable anywhere in the world. Not only anywhere in the world, but you can assign folders, directories, you can enable or disable that, you can share things securely with your family, with friends. So all the photographs that you have uploaded to a photographic service, then you have to pay to get or buy prints. Now you don't have that. You have control over the data, but it's still available to family and friends around the world.
That's very cool. So you just give Mom a login, she can log in and look at the kids' pictures. Very cool.
Absolutely.
So Jeffrey, what were the 2 products you found?
Well, we had a lot of good entries here, but my 2 picks are pretty straightforward. The first one, I did the video over at the front of the hall here, and it's a company called Vuzix, and they had the goggles. They were glasses that would project what was called OLED. So basically, a TV inside of a pair of sunglasses. They're coming out with a brand new model you'll be able to actually see through it. And the whole idea is things like if you're in a different town, you don't have to hire a tour guide or something like that. You can actually go out, you put on the glasses, you put on the headphones, you walk around, and it's gonna be your instant tour guide just like that. So I give it to Vuzix right there. Also, Big C, and they made the microscope the little microscope thingies there.
It's a USB microscope.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So it's a USB microscope, and of course we got to see Andy, the cameraman's eye, in great detail, including the eyelashes. It was a great microscope. I was able to tune in some very minute details on motherboards and on processors and on somebody's eye, and it was wild.
Well, we've got that. The big C. The
Yeah.
eyeball will be on the back channel.
Eyeball on the back channel.
Yeah.
And there, just so you know, we will have one pick of the day, but that will be on the back channel as well. So you'll have to go to techpodcast2.blip.tv to check out the back channel pick of the day, which is a really good one. So those are my choices.
You can also find, of course, all of this content on the back channel, primary channel at techpodcast.com, geeknewscentral.com, SDR News, and, of course, geekdesign.com. All right, Andy, I'm going to let you hold the mic, and I've got two products to talk about. The first I'm going to talk about was by a company from Liquid Image. And what was cool is, there's a lot of scuba divers in Hawaii, but not very many scuba divers have a camera built into the scuba mask. So this was my pick. It's a product that is about $199, which is not too bad considering mask cost and with the camera. They're also coming out with a high-def camera as well for a scuba mask. So they're going to be able to shoot like 6 hours of video. Now, no one can dive for 6 hours on a standard tank, but pretty cool product. Next product that I really fell in love with was TVTechArmor.com. We've all seen the YouTube videos of the kids playing the Wii, and the next thing happens is the screen gets smashed. Well, we got a pretty interesting video to show you on that. Well, we'll see how that goes here in a minute. But TVTechArmor.com, it's basically acrylic sheet that goes in front of the screen. We tested that acrylic screen. It works very well. Good price point, around $169 for the starting on the smaller sets, and then it goes up in size. Now, I don't know how much it's going to cost me for my 60-inch, but it's probably a lot less than one of those Wii smashing incidents. But those are kind of our 6 products that we're going to talk about. And what we have set up is Jeffrey was nice enough to program on his website a randomizer. And we're in Vegas here, and he built a slot machine, which is pretty cool.
And it was supposed to go on the iPhone, and we were going to hold up the iPhone, but I got to tweak it a little bit. We'll get that going tomorrow, but I got it on print.
So anyway, you randomized the thing, and you actually printed out 2 printouts of who actually won. So who's going to do our announcement of our pick of the day?
The first one is, hopefully we can see this.
If you can't, it says SDR News.
SDR News.
So Andy, you've actually got a special reason to talk about this pick of the day. So I'll turn this over and let Andy talk about our pick of the day.
Well, I imagine that no one in the audience guessed that TV Armor was our winner for the day, even though Todd kind of telegraphed it. But this was a lot of fun.
It was.
And in fact, some of us may have had more fun than we should have had, which you'll see here in the video shortly.
As a matter of fact, I almost had a heart attack. Yeah, because we almost flipped over a LCD screen display.
It's better to be lucky than to be good, and I was lucky.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the video. So
they egged us on.
Yeah, they did. They egg us on. So I'm taking up your glory. Go ahead.
Okay, so we thought this was a really good product, and you'll have a chance to see it right now.
Right, we're here at CES 2009, day 1, and how many of you seen the YouTube videos where the kids are playing the Wii and the guy takes the Wii and it smashes into a TV screen and it shatters? You guys,
we have the solution.
You have the solution. Tell me about it, Mike.
Absolutely. Well, it's a TV screen protector for LCD and plasma TVs, and essentially it protects the television from balls, remotes, rambunctious kids, dogs. And actually, the business was formed when my own child threw a toy fire truck at my 2-week-old $1,800 TV and cracked the screen. So that night, I went out in the garage and kind of futzed with some acrylic and figured it out. And well, this is what came out of it.
So you know what? I think a practical demonstration is person. Andy, why don't you point at the camera, and you'll see Andy down here. And Andy, you got a little mischievous action going on. Go ahead. Oh! So
Nothing wrong with that. TV's
no
fine.
scratch. TV's fine. So tell me, what is the price point? And
Run from $119 to $169.
whoa! trying to knock it over.
Yeah, exactly.
So, folks, right there, that's the selling point. You know, if that had been uncovered, that TV would have been toast.
Absolutely.
So 169. I got a big 60-inch. You can cover it for 169.
Actually, well, big TVs like that,
Yeah.
a little bit more,
More pricey.
but your average television from 30-inch to 52-inch ranges from 119 to 169.
Well, we appreciate this. Let us abuse your display.
No problem.
But I tell you, this is definitely a great product. And if you've got kids that are playing Wii's or just throwing stuff at the TVs, this is the product for you. Thanks so much. And it's tvtacarmor.com.
TV-armor.com.
TV. Now, next up is a new feature that we're going to add to the show.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, we promised a surprise. And, you know, we kind of, what can we add a little spice of life to the pick of the day? Well, we figured it's a good time to introduce the turkey of the day. And the turkey of the day is a product that we saw that we thought, why are these folks here? And there was a few of them, but the one that came to mind the most was on the back side of the hall, and we virtually got molested, didn't we? They came running out, and they were showing this bone-conducting earphone. And I'm not even going to tell you the company that makes it. I don't want to shame them that bad, but this bone-conducting earphone, could you hear it?
I could hear a little bit, but what bothered me was when they had me to put my finger in my ear, and then they put the earphone on my elbow and asked me if I could hear the music. And you know, I was being polite, but I had trouble.
Why would you listen to music through your elbow? Or
Where did they put it on him?
Actually, they had the little headset jack for the phone, and they actually put it on my forehead. I did hear the music. I think it's a decent product. I think it's a decent product that needs a couple more years of development. And once that development happens, then we're going to see a really good product in this.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand what problem it solves.
I guess if people don't like putting earphones over their ears, I guess that maybe is what it is. But
And actually, anybody who's hard of hearing will have a good time with this type of device because most speakers use the hearing, whereas this is using the bone to make vibration throughout the head, throughout the body. So that's where that's going to come in.
May not be as much of a turkey as what
who
our first
knows?
impressions.
Who knows? You know, it's probably another. You know, who would have ever thought a pet rock would have been a great project?
You're dating yourself.
That's
there.
right. Well, anyway,
I made some of those.
let's. I want to thank all of you for watching, of course, today's coverage of CES 2009, and this has been our pick of the day. We'll be back tomorrow with another great lineup of products and another turkey product. So until then, from the Tech Podcast Network, Andy, myself, and of course Jeffrey, we want to say aloha and say thanks, and we'll see you.